wonderful to have the opportunity to talk with you. First of all, how are you doing? How are things going with you?
I'm actually doing pretty great. I think, COVID and quarantine, even though like it was a very scary time, I actually got to work quite a bit and, have some peace to myself and spend time with my family that I could have probably never gotten again. So
yeah,
I'm thankful for those moments. And that
absolutely. We got to look on the bright side always. Well, congratulations on this. I got to ask you right off, are you a scary movie kind of gal? Do you like this stuff?
I do like watching scary movies. And there's this Kathy Bates interview where she talks about when she filmed Misery and how she watches every scary movie she can get her hands on because it's her belief that it releases endorphins. But there's just something really fun about filming them. Getting yourself into that place and getting to run around, and you really create such a good camaraderie with the people you're working with because you have to trust each other, and it's all collaboration to me, which is what makes everything fulfilling in what we do. But I think I'm just beginning, and I feel like I want to do more grittier roles as I move forward. I also like cracking a good joke, so I love comedy as well.
That's good. Good versatility is good.
Yeah.
But you were just saying about the bond, because what's interesting about this one, Lanterns Lane, is you're playing four good friends who are going back to a small town. And you also shot this during COVID. So I'm thinking that the bond that you guys created kind of offset spilled onto on camera. Is this true?
It was everything. I mean, we were connecting before we even got to Sonora where we were filming. We were waking up every morning, having coffee, breakfast, going through the scripts together, going to lunch together, getting to know each other. I am someone who really believes that, like, say we're like, you're Mary and I'm Jean, and they don't really exist, right? Like Bonnie exists and Brooke exists. So I want to get to know how I can push your buttons and what makes you tick and what you laugh at and all of those things. And I think we really started to develop that within the group of the four of us, which we all still hang out. We're all still friends. They were all at my house last week.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I think that was one of the magical parts that made this movie work, was that you could be like, oh, they actually are friends.
No, for me watching, I could see that, I can feel that, which yes, it adds to it. And when you're working on something scary too, like, that you want the jumps and all that, and there's some tension breakers, of course, but how challenging is that to, establish that when you guys are working? Because sometimes it's hard not to break into laughter, when you're working on a film like this. So tell me a little bit about when you guys were working together.
Well, there was one moment when Andy and I couldn't even look at each other because we couldn't stop laughing because we'd become such good friends at that point. That was our one whoops moment where I've never laughed so hard in my life. But anyways, we pulled.
You're allowed a whoops moment. You're even allowed two, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway,
we had one, and we
okay.
But no, other than that, I think we were filming on night shoots. The Sonora Inn where we were staying is apparently haunted. So there was like that real level of like some weird things that were going on in that hotel. And then it was really spooky. And then the place, the home that we were filming, they had done such a good job to make it really look like this rotten, beaten down place. And I would go in and sit in there for like 10, 20, 30 minutes before it was even my call time, and take in the smells and the tastes and the mustiness, and look around and really use all those senses in those moments, and get to a place where it was a private moment for me, and the cameras weren't there and the crew wasn't there, and it was me fighting for my life.
It's fun. It's fun to watch these movies. I agree with you. Brooke, I look at your career, so far so good. I mean, knock wood, you're doing You're doing great. And you've had the opportunity not only to work with some good directors, but some great co-stars, some great people. And I want to kind of hone in a little bit on Ozark, because you look at that cast, you look at people like Jason Bateman and Laura Linney and you know, everybody on that cast is so good. What do you take, or what did you take as an actor, you know, working on a show like that, going forward with your career?
Well, first of all, I was playing the young version of Darlene Snell, played by Lisa Emery, who's an incredible Broadway actress.
Yes.
So
Yeah, yeah.
I came into that knowing I had to do justice to the character that she had created, and that was like my number one goal. And she even like walks differently than I do and talks to, so I had to get all of that down pat. I think I watched all of her scenes from season 1 like 300 times, so I'm totally um but I love the gritty, no makeup, heck of a mess roles. And, you know, that's really some of the direction I would like my career to go.
Yeah.
You know, I've played the cheerleader, I've played the mean girl, like I'm ready to put some of that stuff behind me. And, you know, I feel like I'm just beginning and show the chops that I have been working on so hard behind closed doors, and the depth that's there behind blonde hair. Like, so, yeah.
So I was going to ask you that, because what kind of, you know, scripts, I'm sure you're getting lots of things. Is there something that you know, you really kind of want to hone in on? Like if you had your wish list there.
I love, like I've already said, Kathy Bates' career to me is incredible, but obviously, you know, Kathy Bates and I do not look the same. But I still think I have some of the grit that she has.
Yeah.
Like I even would love like a Girl Interrupted, or you know, like a Winter's Bone, or like, you know, something more that direction, because I've been through a lot in my life, and that pain and that depth is there, and I would love to, you know, have a role that explores that.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, that would be really good. So what's next after this one? Did you just, you know, finish a film with Bruce Willis?
I did, yes.
Oh, tell us a little bit about A Day to Die. That sounds cool.
Really fun. It's Bruce Willis, Leon, Kevin Dillon, Frank Grillo, and I'm the only girl.
Okay, rewind. All right, here we go. First of all, you just named like some of my favorite actors. I love Frank Grillo to death. He's so great.
They're all incredible.
But to work with these guys and being the only female, I mean, come on, spill the beans.
Okay, first of all, a lot of testosterone. Second of all, I grew up with all boys. I can probably throw a spiral better than all of them. Okay. I mean, I don't know. But also Wes Miller, the director of that, also like an incredibly kind human being. And I just said, my only wish is that if I'm the only female in this, she cannot be a victim and she has to be a badass, because I'm carrying the weight for all the women here, and she's not going to be a wimp. And he was like, okay. But that was really important to me, in that even when that was challenged by other actors, well, she wouldn't that. I'm like, how do you know it's my character? Like, you know, and it was just important for me to have her be a strong woman amongst those men, even though in her situation, you know, she's kidnapped and all these other things.
Well, that sounds great, Brooke. I can't wait to see that. But I just want to, first of all, thank you for your time today. It's lovely, delight talking to you, and best of luck. Lanterns Lane, it's a good one. You know, I had a little few jumps there, and it was a lot of fun. So thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Bonnie.
All right, take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
You too.
Okay, take care. Bye.